Hi, today I'm going to be building the Ultimate Collector's Series, the Burrow from Harry Potter. It is 2,405 pieces, and for the first time ever, it features all 9 of the Weasleys. This is definitely the first minifigure for Charlie, I think for Bill as well. So I'm excited to dive right in and start building. So it looks like there are 3 instruction booklets, 24 bags of bricks, and 2 sticker sheets. So let's start with book 1, bag 1. And honestly, one is that Bill has a ponytail, because it's a small detail in the book, but it does mention that Bill has a ponytail and he looks really cool, so there it is, the ponytail. We also have the pigsty, which is super cute, and the house is really starting to come together. One of the coolest things in this build so far is the flue powder system that's ready in the fireplace, so it can connect to the rest of the Wizarding World. I think it's interesting that they're using Technic pieces, I guess because the house is supposed to give off a sort of wobbly effect, but it still has to be structurally sound. So there's the inclusion of those pieces, and then I'm wondering if this is just aesthetic or if there's going to be a larger purpose to these moving pieces later. And then in the kitchen, we have some magic happening where the pan is being washed with no one actually washing it. So that's super cool. I think that the mechanism is a bit clunky. Maybe I did something wrong, but you can see it moving on the bottom. So it's really cool, but it doesn't feel like complete magic. So I'm interested to see if that will change with the next book and future bags. I think that there's another magic mechanism later in the build, so I'll see how that one goes. But yeah, that was book 1. We made it through 7 bags. So we're a little less than a third of the way done if we're going by bags. So on to the next book. officially too tall for the shot that I set up, but that's okay. I'll reframe for book 3. But we have, I think, the complete half of the house, which is interesting because I really thought that this house was going to open on hinges, but I guess not, because half of it is done and there are no hinge joints. So that's fine. I guess it's all just interlocking tubes. So it'll just require a little more force to open and close. But yeah, this half of the house was really fun. I love the rubber ducky in the bathroom. Ginny's room, Ron's room, super fun with all the little details. This is probably exactly what I would look like as a minifigure, so that's fun to know. And yeah, I'm just excited to keep going. We're officially 2/3 of the way done. Just finished bag 16 out of 24. So yeah, on to book 3 and the home stretch, really. hours to build, which, I don't know, I feel like the other Ultimate Collector Series builds that I've done have just taken so long. They've also been way more pieces, but I feel like this one went a little bit too quickly. So I would have liked it to be a much longer build. And then the other thing, I mentioned the hinges earlier. It is actually on a hinge, just not the hinge mechanism that I was thinking of. So here in the back, this piece and that piece, when you open it up, you can see a little more that they connect the house. And then it interlocks with the pegs there so that it can close and then swing open. So there's a nice option to display it like that. Let's see, what else? I think that I feel like it's really small. The beds take up most of the room in the bedrooms, so you can't really fit anything else. So if the house was a bit bigger, then there would be more room for more items besides just the bed. Let's see this side. The kitchen is super cute. The Weasley clock is in there. And then like the small details that they were able to fit into each room to really personalize and individualize them were super fun. So the boxes of Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Mr. Weasley has some electronics in there. I think that's a socket. And then Percy just has a desk because he's boring. And then you have Errol over here trying to deliver a letter. So it is really cute, but I feel like for when it comes with the tag collector's edition, I just feel like there could have been a lot more. I do really like the windows. I think they're only on the first floor, but like all the windows on the first floor, they have a little like stained glass action, because there was a sticker there. And that's the other thing too, when it was coming out, there were rumors that it was going to be only printed blocks and printed bricks and no stickers. Obviously that was incorrect. There were 38 stickers, I want to say, in this build, but there were still a few printed bricks, but just a few. But yeah, so it was a fun build, but definitely not one of the top ones that I would recommend if you're looking for a build that will take you a long time. Oh, and the portraits. Oh, I'm not sure who that is. I got two different portraits. This build comes with the collectible wizard tiles. So I got Helga Hufflepuff and then the witch with, I want to say that's a pinwheel. I forget who that is though. What else? There's no ghoul in the attic, which is a bit of a disappointment. But there is the ladder up to the attic. So that's fun. But yeah, I mean, it's Lego. You really can't go wrong. But yeah, 2,405 pieces later, and this is the end result.